कर रहा हूं। नमस्कार। इंडिपेंडेंट रिसर्च एथिक्स सोसाइटी की आयुष समृद्धि इंटरनेशनल वेबिनार सीरीज के 2266वें एपिसोड में आपका स्वागत। कल वॉकिंग डे है। 2 अप्रैल को वॉकिंग डे सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है, किंतु कल हम लाफिंग डे सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, और वो भी कैलिफोर्निया के एक बहुत बड़े लाफिंग योगी हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे कल। रमेश पांडे जी, योगी रमेश जी, ही सेलिब्रिटी स्टार ऑफ लाफिंग इन कैलिफोर्निया। इसीलिए हमने वॉकिंग को आज ले लिया। हम वॉक करेंगे, हेल्थी रहेंगे तो लाफ कर पाएंगे, ये मेरा मानना था। मैं भूमिका न बनाते हुए, क्योंकि लेट हो चुका है, सीधे डॉक्टर शैकत कुमार बसु जी को सादर आमंत्रित करता हूँ उनके विचारों। डॉक्टर शैकत कुमार। नहीं, डॉक्टर शैकत बसु जी। एम आई ऑडिबल? डॉक्टर शैकत, डॉक्टर शैकत कुमार बसु जी। उन तक मेरी आवाज जा रही है कि नहीं जा रही है मैं नहीं जानता। शैकत जी, उनका फोन म्यूट है कि क्या है, मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
स्पीकर ऑफ है, उनका स्पीकर ऑफ है।
हाँ, म्यूट है वो। तो मैं ही बिजी आई होप। सो नाउ आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट डॉक्टर श्री सनातन महाकुट जी। सनातन जी नमस्कार।
हाँ जी, नमस्कार।
स्वागतम।
Today we'll talk about the walk, जिंदगी का चलन के पर। जब एक
आपकी
बच्चा,
आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
आवाज नहीं आ रही? हाँ, स्पीकर ऑन है।
योर वॉइस इज नॉट कमिंग।
वॉइस नहीं आ रहे?
अब आ रहा है, आ रहा है सनातन जी। यू आर म्यूट नाउ, प्लीज अनम्यूट। यस,
अभी वॉइस आ रहे हैं?
आ रहा है, आ रहा है।
Okay. Today in this international webinar, we'll talk about the different aspects of work. We will start from the childhood, when a small child or baby starts his baby or her baby steps. It gives a smile to everyone, not only to that child, even to the family members. Everybody laughs at the child because that is the first step of his life. For the whole life he'll work, but that is the baby step, first step of the life. So from that, a child starts growing physically from the baby step to child, then adolescent, young, adult, old age, like different steps. But walking is a part of our life. When we start walking, it gives strength, courage, and also automatically it helps to rectify different systems. But before we talk about the benefits of walking, I'll tell what we should do when we walk. When we walk, particularly, we should walk smoothly. That walking should be smoothly and in a rolling foot from heel to toe. This is point one. And swing your arms freely with a slight bend in your elbows. Many times what happens, people, they take their pet dog with them, or sometimes they carry the mobile Sometimes they carry some magazine in the hand or newspaper. So this is a wrong concept of walk. When we walk, our hands should move freely for the good circulation, and we should not have any heavy baggage or luggage with us. That we cannot say the smooth walking. And keep your back straight. While walking, we should not bend forward. Our back should be straight and there should not be any arch in forward or backward. And we should move our shoulders naturally. Our shoulders should be free in movements and hold your head high. हमारा सर सीधा रहना चाहिए and look forward, not at the ground. जब वॉक करेंगे हम लोग को सामने देखना चाहिए लेकिन नीचे नहीं. And keep your chin parallel to the ground. Gently tighten your stomach muscles and ever wonder what happened to your body when you start walking. So these are the steps we need to follow while walking. Now we'll talk about the benefits of walk. Why a person need to walk? Because in our day-to-day life, when we want to go somewhere, whether in short distance or long distance, for example, if we are going to purchase something from stationery shop or grocery shop, we have to go physically. Or if we are going to nearby post office or bank or hospital for certain work, we have to walk. But if we are going for the long distance, then we take the support of cycle, motorcycle or four-wheelers like that. But walking is must
ये
because
आवाज बंद हो गई है.
फिर बंद हो गया.
अब
स्पीकर ऑन
ठीक
है.
है, आ रही है.
आ रही. Okay. So it helps to encourage us to
अगेन स्टॉप.
yes, is it audible? Is it
कुछ
audible
गड़बड़ है
now?
जी.
Is
बोल
it
के
audible
देखिए ना,
now?
बोलते रहिए.
Okay.
बोलेंगे नहीं तो समझ में
When,
कैसे आएगा आवाज आ रही है.
yes, when we walk, it helps
नो वॉइस.
to control. No voice. Just 1 minute.
आप अपना वीडियो बंद कर दीजिए. आपके यहाँ नेटवर्क लो रहता है.
Okay. Now it
हाँ.
is audible.
आज
Okay. Benefits of the walk. When we start walking, it helps to manage our obesity by reducing body weight or extra calories and keeps the heart healthy, and it increases the self-esteem and personality, and it tones our muscles, it increases the metabolism, reduces stress, insomnia and constipation. It helps to improve our mood. It increases the level of energy, decreases the chance of injuries, reduces the risk of high blood pressure and diabetes mellitus, regulates the respiratory and circulatory system of the body, strengthens bone, joints and immunity. These are the major benefits of walk. There was a research in British study. Nearly 2000 adults found that those who would recently endured a major life stressor job, for example, job loss, loss of job, divorce, and the death of a family member. So they experimented with walking. So that helped significantly to change the mood of the regular worker, those who work. And a group nature walk may be very powerful on underutilized stress buster. Senior study author Sarah L. Warber, MD, an associate professor at the University of Michigan, said in a press release that this walking will help to change their mood, even if they suffer from any type of stress like loss of job, loss of nearest or dearest one, or like other stress, for example, divorce, this thing. But there are some caution. While walking, we should careful. We should be very careful. People suffering from back pain, knee pain, paralysis, muscular dystrophy, and general weakness should walk as per their capacity, and they may take the support of wall or walk stick or family members. These are the caution for the adult people, those who cannot walk themselves. But in yoga, there are certain exercises like Pada Sanchalana. In that, we stand in a particular place, but we move our legs front, back, right, left in four direction. That also helps as a substitute of walking. But it is advisable for the people, those who can do themselves actively. It helps for the hypertension and even for the rheumatoid arthritis and muscular dystrophy, this thing. Another exercise is there in yoga that is called jogging. In Sanskrit, we say stira dauda. Here, it is just like jogging in a particular place. Front jogging, backward jogging, sideward jogging. After that, there will be followed by mukha dhoti. Means after jogging, we'll bend forward, we'll place our palms on the knees, we'll blast the air from the mouth forcefully. Inhalation will be from the nose and exhalation will be from the mouth. So by that mukha dhoti or forcefully exhalation, the extra carbon dioxide will come out. So instantly it will give relaxation to the jogger who is doing jogging. That mukha dhoti is must to slow down the breath rate. And this jogging is substitute of walking because if there is a heavy rain, or if there is a crowd or some other problems, if a person is not able to walk outside, like during Corona, everybody was restricted at home. So this was the good mantra, jogging in the home. So in a particular place when you do jogging, so that also helps to burn out the extra calories and it gives the benefits of walking. But walking not only helps at the physical level, it helps also at mental level and at social level. Because when we walk in a park or on a road or on the footpath, we come in contact with many people every day. So that also give a good social contact. And at the mental level, it gives stress free. Those who are not getting disease like insomnia, then mood disorders like depression, anxiety, worries. For them, it is very essential to do walking. And walking is very simple because when we go for any gym, yoga center, or aerobics, we have to pay. But in walking, it is free of cost. That's why it is called nature walk. We go, we enjoy the nature with fresh air, free sunlight, and we get benefit for our health at the physical level, at the mental level, and at the social level. That's why Walking is must for all age group, but we have to see the distance, how far a person can walk as per the capacity. And I advise nowadays in the modern society, hypertension and diabetes, obesity, these three diseases are increasing like anything. So every people should adopt the way of walking. Instead of using lift, we can use the stairs. Instead of for the short distance, when we use rickshaw, we can go by walk. Only if there is heavy luggage with us, then only we can take the support of four wheelers or auto or rickshaw. So that is my advice. But walking with fresh air, walking with sunlight, and walking with the barefoot, they have different benefits. So we should take the advantage of the walking. Many people are there, they sleep in the late and they wake up in the late. So they lose everything in their life. Not only morning sunlight, they lose fresh air and the sweet work they lose in their life. In that way, indirectly, they invite a lot of diseases. That's why we should wake up in the morning and we should go for work. And those who go to their office early morning, they should take the second option, evening work. But walking is must for the children, for the youngsters, for the adult, and for the senior citizen. But senior citizen, they can take support of stick or other family members. They should go for the walk. With this, I'll complete my talk, but I'm not sure how much my voice is audible, but hope I reached the audience. Thank you all. Wish you all a happy work day.
You
Thank
are
you all.
clear.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to request again Sekat Vasuji. He was busy somewhere. Dr.
Yes,
Sekat
yes, I
Kumar
had a
Vasuji.
phone call. I had a phone call from my office, so I had to attend. Thank you so much. I also extend my sincere gratitude to the previous speakers for very nicely illustrating why walking is so important. I am going to summarize. Why highlighting is saying that our life, as I have mentioned in my previous presentation too, has transformed drastically. We are transforming into couch potatoes, less of working, less of activities, and more of work in our brain. So our life are glued to our laptops, mobiles, desktops, and other related works that we are associated in almost every profession that I can think about. So physical activities are getting less and less every day in our life, which was a cornerstone of our lifestyle previously. Like when we were young, for going to the school, other than the school buses, we used to walk 1 kilometers or 2 kilometers, or to visit our friends, we'll go for 15-20 minutes of walk, and then there was used to be playing and stuff. Nowadays I barely see any open ground for children to come and play, whether they want to have footballs and crickets. Neither there are any spaces nor they have any sources of entertainment. So from a very young age, we are addicted to our houses. We are restricted to the floors that, like, our as a part of our life. We have got restricted to our drawing room, to our bedrooms, to our washrooms. And following the COVID period, we have found a good use for our roof. Now, this I strongly believe is a very positive aspect. Is today, like, there are many senior citizens, there are many pregnant women or young children, which is not possible for them sometimes to walk safely in our streets. The most of the pedestrian walks in major cities have been taken up by hawkers under political support and stuff. So if you are walking on the bare roads, unless you are taking lanes and bylanes in some places where you can walk peacefully. Most of the busy cities and towns and municipalities now have very little open space for people to walk. Maybe sometimes in the morning, if you are looking for evening walk, and if you are walking on the Indian streets, then at least you are very much at the risk of at least being run over by the two wheelers, these reckless young guys who has been given these two wheelers by their dedicated parents. for their pyare munnas and munnis. And these pyare munnas and munnis are getting drunk and driving and doing trash driving. So anyone who is doing a morning walk or an evening walk or even a supper walk that you could do is highly challenged in our Indian cities and stuff. So therefore, if you have a good roof and if it is safe and secure, you can use the roof for walking if it is possible. Some housing societies have their own gyms. Some housing societies have their walking space around their apartments and stuff. These are good opportunities for people to walk around post dinner, during the early hours of the morning, after coming back from the office. Maybe taking, I have seen many people in Western countries will go for a short brief walk after their lunch. So if the lunch is for 45 minutes or half 50, they will finish their lunch in 10-15 minutes. Another 15 to 20 minutes, they will go for walking and then they will come back. So these are important. Why are these important? As I mentioned, that our life has been restricted now. We do not have enough physical activities. We are getting out of their apartment, taking our air-conditioned car to our walk. Even in the buses and stuff that we have, auto rickshaws, everything is available. So there is less and less necessity of walking, and neither there is opportunity to walk. Is because our roads are so crowded and the pedestrian walkways are so much overtaken that there is very little opportunity and space for people to walk safely. And nonetheless, if you are senior citizen, nonetheless, if you are little kids who wants to go for a walk or a run, it is very unsafe to do it on our roads because the drivers are doing trash driving, and anytime they can meet up with an accident. So unless your housing society have secured areas, there are parks in your localities where you can go for a walking, or you are living aloof from the main or roads or the high roads where there are lanes and bylanes that you can walk safely, even walking is a big challenge. There are less and less opportunities for people to walk. So roof walking nowadays, particularly that has been detected during the COVID, post-COVID, and during the COVID, where people started walking on their roof, is still a good habit. Every time I go on my roof for a walking, I do see on many rooftops, many senior citizens are doing their arm stretches and stuff and walking around. And today we have a motivator, like, our smartwatch, smartphones also have pedometers, and the number of steps that you are walking according to your height and the step length, and it could easily count up to 5,000, 10,000, 8,000 steps that you are making, and it gives an approximate calculation of the kilometers that you are covering with all the bodily vital parameters like SpO2, blood pressures, and other things that are being monitored by these essential gadgets, if people can afford them. And sometimes they come inbuilt in your phone if you know how to use them. It is a motivator. If you have a goal of 5,000 steps every day, if you could do a little bit more or less, sometimes it is important to take a little rest. I do see for some people, they have this habit of long drawn jogging or running to these days. I have not had an opportunity to talk to Indian doctors, but from all Western doctors, orthopedic surgeons, and orthopedic medicine doctors that I have come across, do not actually recommend running or jogging beyond a particular age. Like if you are post 30 and you are not in athletics and stuff, possibly it is not a very good exercise as we think about that we are going for 5 kilometer running and stuff that some people do, unless they have maintained a very high level of fitness. It They said that it actually hurts your knees and stuff. So you really do not need to run and exhaust yourself by crossing a particular age, particularly for those who have palpitation related problems, heart related disorders, COPD issues, and other things. Do not try to run or do not try to do strenuous jog and stuff. Simple brisk walking is good enough for many of us, for reducing weight. Even if you do not see your weight is reduced, you are burning calories every day. If you keep on doing this, drink adequate water. What I see sometimes is some people do a good stretch of walking and then they're buying soft drinks from an available store, like drinking Thumbs Up, Limca, or whatever, and filling up because you are feeling thirsty. Then you are not doing justice to your working. The calorie that you burned, you are adding up to your calories. Or going for a very huge, massive breakfast once in a while is good. But if you are going for a big breakfast or a big fat rich breakfast after you have done a good walking, then you are not doing justice. You are adding, losing calories, and you are adding at the same time. So possibly we need sometimes to get a little training and advice advise how to do it in a better, efficient, and effective manner that it adds to your body strength. And do not, also other important thing is not to stretch beyond your capacity. If you can do 3000 steps and beyond that doing exhaust yourself, don't have to do that. Sometimes some people do 10,000 steps in the morning and feel exhausted and their whole day is wasted. Don't do like that. If your target is doing 10,000 steps, why not divide it into 5,000 in the morning and the evening schedule? And by that day, if you are hitting the stairs, not using the elevators, trying and walking around whenever you can, not using vehicles and stuff, you will see if you start your day with 5,000 steps, you will definitely be able to reach somewhere around 6,000 to 8,000 to 10,000 by the end of the day, depending on your age. If you are a senior citizen and you get exhausted, if you have a pacemaker related issues, your heart has other restrictions and stuff, then follow your doctor's instruction. Like, just because others that benefit from walking, you may or may not benefit from walking depending on your physical conditions and other limitations and restrictions you have. So depending on that, follow your doctor's suggestions, follow your consultant, and then walk according to your need. Do not do overwalking, or sometimes do not do bare minimal walking. And also try and balance your food and walking, because sometimes some people walk and eat at the same time, then we are not doing the proper justice. So we need to know, if you are on medication, make sure to consult with your doctors that whether that if you are walking on empty stomach, whether you should be waiting for taking your diabetic and other related medications before food, or you will wait, come down at home, maybe take a little light refreshment or some drinks and something, could be a chai or something, or even a refreshing sugar free drink, and then you would like to take your medication and stuff. Discuss that with your doctor. If you feel exhausted, if your sugar goes too low after walking and stuff, then you may have to balance it, because high sugar is bad, but lowering of sugar drastically is also a big sugar shock. So if your body condition does not permit, you need to modify your walking practices. If walking causes trouble, you may have to walk slowly. So you may do stretchings and stuff, stop walking. So based on your physical condition, make sure that you check with an expert and follow this. But rather, other than that, walking helps. Whether you have kidney related issues, sleeping problem, diabetes, cholesterol, heart related disorders and stuff, where unless walking is restricted, everything, fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty disease, and even feeling mentally better and feeling better, mentally aware, walking will change your life. So walk every day, to maybe take 1 or 2 days off. 5,000 to 6,000 steps should be your regular routine. And if you are old, if you cannot do that, even 1,000 steps or 2,000 steps, depending on what age you are, is good enough for your health. And possibly doing extraneous jogging and running at a certain age is not at all good for health. Modern medicine is saying that it is detrimental. Walking is much better than running, unless you are at a very young age and very much active and actively associated with sports. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. And we'll again meet you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sakat. Tomorrow I will be in UP for 3 days, and then I will. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you and
to
good
all. Good night.